In this bulletin, not-for-profit businesses come under media scrutiny, Christian parliamentarians receive pastoral care and affirmation support, and an unprecedented forming of a traditional Fijian contract helps to secure a Christian colony's future. This is InFocus Adventist News. Hello, I'm David Gibbons. Media reports that the Australian government plans to cut tax concessions for non-profit enterprises are incorrect. Currently, not-for-profit businesses such as the Seventh-day Adventist-owned Sanitarium Health Food Company do not have to pay company tax because their profits go to support the church. Sanitarium pays other taxes including payroll and fringe benefits. But the church is supplying details of governance to the Senate committee, which is completing a review of Australian charities. Other Christian groups also run businesses which receive company tax concessions. Such businesses include pizza chains, insurance companies, wineries, farms and schools. The fourth time since 1986, a conference has been held for members of the Papua New Guinean Parliament who are Seventh-day Adventists. Keynote speakers Eugene Shu and Ray Coombe spoke to the leaders about church-state relations, integrity and health and lifestyle issues facing those who hold high office. Time was spent discussing the HIV/AIDS crisis in Papua New Guinea and to affirm the leaders and provide pastoral support. There are currently 14 MPs sitting in government or opposition, and there are an additional 4 Supreme Court judges serving the judicial system. Media reports of senior citizens facing lonely deaths have been confronting to Australians and New Zealanders. So the Livingstone Adventist Church in Western Australia runs a monthly friendship club that brings senior citizens together for a catered lunch, followed by a presentation from a guest speaker.
Me being a senior person, I said, well, you have a lot of things for the young people, but there's nothing for the older folk. We have Muslims, we have Catholics, we have Buddhists coming. So we have a variety of people, giving them something nice to go home with.
There are future plans to organise outings, games and cooking demonstrations for senior citizens. The author of a new biography about a Melbourne Christian businessman and philanthropist hopes it will inspire readers to give of their means and time to serve others. Lee Dunstan's new book is called Africa, They Were There. It focuses on the experiences of Dr. John Jeremic, who is passionate about reaching the peoples of Africa with the gospel. The book also includes accounts of David Livingstone, a pioneer medical missionary and explorer whose service to the Africans motivated Jeremic to finish what Livingstone began in the mid-1800s. Evangelism News reports that there are now 122 low-powered narrowcast AM and FM radio stations across Australia, owned and operated by Adventist churches and their members. Perth-based Adventist radio guru Phil Smith says about 75 of these are already on air, and the rest will be on air by the end of this year, providing national as well as local music, news and lifestyle and Bible programs. Vision Radio is another Christian broadcasting network which has more than 250 licences across Australia. For the first time, a traditional Fijian contractual ceremony has been filmed as the chief of Sambato near Nandi has formalised an agreement to provide land for the new site of Fulton College. The Adventist-owned tertiary college has to relocate because the traditional landowners at the current site do not want to renew the expired lease. The chief received a ceremonial whale's tooth, or tambua, from church leaders. The tambua is the highest contractual guarantee that can be given in traditional Fijian culture. The chief wants the land to be used by a Christian organisation as an expression of his own commitment to God. Fulton College has been providing teaching, theology and business degrees since 1941. And finally, in this week's edition of Record, a Pacific Island-wide worship conference is held in Fiji. Corporate, intercessory and personal prayer are the keys at a prayer conference in Toowoomba. And the editorial likens the gospel cure for sin to the cure of mythical, magical apples. Are you hoarding yours or handing them out? That's the news for this week. Don't forget that the full edition of InFocus can be seen on Hope TV every Friday night and again on Saturday and Sunday. Thanks for watching. I'm David Gibbons.